So this is a nature walk. So we can talk a lot about the history of the land and also the natural history and the natural environment. So hope you're all ready for a nice walk this morning. On this side we have sycamore trees and this plant here, which is called mule fat. And although they grow well in a Mediterranean climate, and they're both natives to California, they survive drought pretty well. But they are what we call riparian plants. And all riparian means is you're in kind of a creek or a wet environment. And what we have behind us is an outflow from Laguna Lake. Now, it's not an active outflow that you really don't have water flowing through all the time. It's certainly dry now. The plant community that these West Coyote Hills is comprised of is called coastal sage scrub. And a nickname for it is called soft chaparral. Soft chaparral, it's all low growing, but soft because all the branches are fairly small and flexible. This old wood notwithstanding. But notice that in the environment, things are all low grown. In the West Coyote Hills, we do not have mountain lions, primarily because we no longer have any mule deer or deer, which would be a food species for that big of a predator. So what we have are Mezzo Predators. Mezzo just mean kind of a middle or middle-sized, and that would include skunks, raccoons, possums, and of course coyotes, because we are in the Coyote Hills. A lot of these animals are nocturnal, so we won't see them. But there are a lot of other animals supported in this habitat. Primarily of concern to us is one particular bird species that's on Endangered Species Act, and that bird is the California gnatcatcher. And California gnatcatcher is an insect eater. It tends to create small territories and not migrate. It tends to stay, on the side. The reason why we see a lot of cactus on the hills behind us, but not everywhere, is that the cactus is outperforming all the other plant species on a south-facing slope of a hill. And the reason for that, again, it's climate, or in this case microclimate, in that the sun beats more heavily down on a south-facing slope, more direct sunlight, so it gets hotter, drier than, say, the north side or even just some of the flatter land. So that's why we have the cactus growing more predominantly on the south-facing slope. Mustard is an annual, and this is one of the mustard plants. But when we do get rains in the spring, annuals will come up from seed, or so they'll start growing. The other ones, such as the California sagebrush, this is kind of in its dormant stage right now, and that's why it's kind of brown. The bright green that you see in the environment, that is coyote bush or coyote brush, and it stays that nice vibrant green the whole year round. So, and it does that because it sends roots way down into the soil. So they're good for holding the soil and not having mudslides or floods. This is the white sage, and again, white sage has just kind of, small whitish flowers, but it really attracts the bees. And so its nickname is bee sage, and actually its scientific name, Salvia apiana. Apiana means bees. So if you get sage honey, it was probably from bees that were getting its nectar from this plant. Now, all sages, but particularly the white sage, do well in Southern California, a drought environment. One reason the white sage is, you notice the lighter color of the leaf, and the lighter color will reflect sunlight. But the other thing is these sages, which are part of the mint family, have these volatile oils, these oils in their cells. So oil and water don't mix, right? So the oil allows the plant to trap and keep water, moisture within its cells much more readily. So an adaptation to kind of a drought environment or Mediterranean climate. There's another bird species that might rather you think it would be obvious it's on this site, and it's called a cactus wren. And I know the Audubon Society is trying to get the cactus wren from rare status to threatened status as well. We just happen to have approximately 45 to 65 nesting adult gnatcatchers that you will probably hear a gnatcatcher before you see it. It is a rather small bird, about maybe 6 inches in length in total. It's kind of a dark grayish with a little bit darker gray in the head sometimes. And it's always down in the brush. And if you hear it, listen, it will sound like a little kitten mewing in the underbrush. So it's not like a lost little kitten, like, oh, poor kitty. It's the gnatcatcher. And a lot of people have heard, so evidently this area right in here must be one of the nesting pair's territory. And since they don't move around a lot, that's probably why you can continue to hear or see it in the same spot. Keep your eyes open, always, for danger, whether it's in the form of bikes or a rattlesnake that I've never seen. But do enjoy the hills on your own. Thank you.